Good morning, everyone. Des Slazak here, your Zillow Premier agent servicing the Fairfield County area of Connecticut. So the reason why I'm making this video is because my first-time home buyers in large part tend to feel like we are in sort of a housing bubble, and that they're going to buy a house and then very shortly it's going to depreciate severely and rapidly. And if you understand the nature of the market and you are savvy with the numbers and can get a bigger, more broad scale view of the larger economy, you will discover that in very critical ways, the economy today is not the same as it was in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10 for many reasons, but the top 4 reasons I'm going to tell you here that I've taken notes on lots of information from Zillow and Redfin and Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae and CoreLogic and all of these data resources that help provide clarity and understanding as to what's going on and what sort of movements to make in the market relative to your goals. Number 1 is that inflation is nearing 8% in this moment. This is the highest that it's been in 40 years. So if you're an owner of real estate, you happen to be the winner in the sense that your home values are appreciating and you're gaining equity, and a lot of people are starting to notice that they have a sizable sum of play money that they can now unlock by refinancing their purchases and doing some interesting things to make life a little bit easier. Now, one key metric to look at that is going to help you understand why this is not like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is that the foreclosure situation is nothing like it was during the crash. So, for example, the 4 years taken as a snapshot, 2007, 8, 9, 10, you would discover that on average, there was per year about 1.8 million foreclosures onloading or offloading onto the market. And in the comparison to the most recent 4 years, 2018, 19, 20, 21, you'll discover that not only are the number of foreclosures less than 3% of the volume that was on the market about 15 years ago, but it's consistently declining. And in the past year of 2021, 38,040 foreclosures appeared on the market, whereas in 2010, 1.8 million homes were on the market. So completely different. And I know that the forbearance implementation has shifted this number, but it does not have the effect of reducing the number of foreclosures by 97%. So this is clearly a vastly different landscape as far as that metric is concerned. Another metric to stay top of mind is that there are not a surplus of homes on the market. There is the lowest inventory that there has ever been since the data has been collected in the 1980s. So a 6 month supply of inventory is going to mean the market is stable, meaning that the prices of homes are going to remain stable. The values are going to remain stable. They're not going to go up. They're not going to go down. The supply and demand is balanced. And in the real estate market, 6 months of inventory means a balanced market. 6 months of inventory would mean that if nothing new came on the market right now, it would take 6 months to deplete the market based on the demand. So that is, once again, a balanced market. During the crash, using the same snapshot of 2007, 8, 9, 10, there were between 7.3 and 9.6 months of inventory. So very different from today, where we're at a level of inventory that's through the floor. 1.8 months is the level of inventory currently. Not enough homes on the market for the people that want them. Prices are very high right now, as opposed to the 2007, 8, 9, 10, when the, let's say, average 8.7%, 8.7 months of inventory, meaning that the prices are going to slowly go down, which of course they did go down during those times. Now is when prices are going up. So vastly different landscape once again. Now, another point that I want to make is that mortgage standards now are not the same at all as they were during the 7, 8, 9, 10. So lending standards, loan volume in billions with a credit score below 620, which was the largest segment of credit profile that was on the largest segment of the loan volume of all the loans that were taken out during this 4-year period, were the ones that caused the crash, because they couldn't pay them, because the lending standards were so low that they could get them. Whereas nowadays, you couldn't get this loan based on that profile. An example here that is going to give you some perspective is that 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, the loan volume in billions with a credit score below 620, meaning subprime, were between $350 and $400 billion worth of loans. Now, during the last 4 years leading up to today, loan volume of this sort is hovering between 50 and 75 billion. So completely different and not the same at all. And now another point I want to make is that homes are more affordable. So, you know, wages are higher than they were during the GFC, and also interest rates are lower. So it's you know, by like 2%, by like almost, now it's 2%, but just like last year, it would have been a 4% lower interest rate. Lowest interest rate that would have been like realistically available without points was 2.5%. In this moment, they're like 4.23%. And so during the GFC, the rates were about 6%. So if you know that 1% change in your mortgage rate is essentially a 10% reduction, if the rates go up, 1% is a 10% reduction in your purchasing power. That's a big burden for you there. If you're you know, experiencing a home purchase during these different rates, very different numbers you're looking at there. Not to mention that on top of that knowledge, wages were higher. So homes are much more affordable now than they were before. And so, you know, these are just things to know when you're out there looking for a home, and this information helps put things into perspective, that, you know, the home prices are likely and valuations are likely going to continue to rise, though not as hyper aggressively as they have been, but they will continue to rise for the next 2-3 years at least. It will be a decelerating rise, but for a quick look back in time, the previous 10 years before COVID, on average nationally, the real estate market experienced on average 3.3% appreciation. And then in the month of 2020, when in the month of March of 2020, lockdowns began, and this is when the mania sort of started to unravel. And that year of 2020, home prices spiked to 20% nationally. And in our local area, specifically Bridgeport, Connecticut, experienced about 24% appreciation, which is completely wild. And for all my clients that bought in Bridgeport recently, they are just like on top of the world, as they should be. So this is crazy. 2020 experiencing 20% gains, you know, compared to an average of 3.3. Then in 2021, year over year, 12.3% gains on top of this 20%. You know, so now the general consensus between the most credible and reliable and objective data resources out there is going to be a further deceleration, likely between 7 to 8% of appreciation in this year of 2022, which we are almost wrapping up the first quarter. And in the Fairfield County niche of the market, we are seeing that this 7%, 8% appreciation is on pace on a month-to-month time frame. So that's all I got. Hopefully this helps some of you, and if I want to know how you feel about the market, and I want to hear your thoughts and feedback. Am I wrong? I study the market every day, and I am the hyper-local expert here in the Fairfield County area of Connecticut, and I work with an amazing leading team here. My office is in Greenwich, and the Metalios team has all of the data, all of the tools and techniques that you need to succeed in today's competitive real estate market. So if you have questions, definitely go comment in this video. Tell me, what am I missing, if anything? And I'd love to hear what everyone has to say about this market and struggles that they're having. Yeah, you guys tell me. I have to go to an inspection right now, and stay safe.